Hi, my name is Elton Burgess, and this is Art Club Critique. Art Club Critique is an interview session between an artist, and this week we're talking about entrepreneurship with Zander Kingsley, an artist who graduated from Florida State University to start his clothing brand, Kawasaka Clothing Company. But the most interesting thing about his clothing company is that there is no store. It's on a bus.
Yeah, just be like, yeah, we don't have an address. That's like half the point of our business.
I interviewed Zander on the phone. We began talking about his educational background.
Recent graduate as a BFA at Florida State University.
Cool. Any business before?
Nope. I mean, I went to the business school. I got kicked out because I kept on failing micro and micro.
Mm-hmm.
So then I went into retail merchandising. Still couldn't pass micro and macro, so that's why I ended being art school. But I had a focus in screen printing for a bit.
I then asked him the $1 million question: why is he an entrepreneur?
Because I don't want to work for anyone.
It's pretty simple.
Simple as that. I don't want to work for anyone ever.
An answer that we all can relate to. But I needed more than just that. I needed to figure out what exactly sent him on this path of entrepreneurship.
I'd worked for a lot of people. I started working when I was 12. And I worked on yachts. Cleaning, polishing, waxing, shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I just saw the wealth, and I saw, and it was just, it was tough labor, because it was all physical. And I was just I want to be the person that owns the yacht. I don't want to work on yachts.
Zander then talks about the one quote that shook him, that got him on the path of being an entrepreneur. So, was there an opportunity specifically that you took to become an entrepreneur? How did you get the bus?
If you don't build your dream, someone will hire you to build theirs. And that was just everything clicked at that moment, and I got to work.
Mm.
And then as far as the bus goes, we pretty much, I had the concept of, hey, food trucks are a big hit nowadays. Why don't we have a clothing truck? And so the next day, my business partner and I were sitting down, and we're like, you know what? That was a really good idea. How can we make this happen? And so our first thought was Kickstarter, crowdfund it. And we raised $8,000 in 20 days. It was like a race just to make money.
Wow. That's crazy. Yeah. How did you get that together, the video? And did you get a video? Did you get your friends to, what was the push? How did you?
Yeah, you can actually Google it and just Google Kawasaka Kickstarter. You can see the video. Mm-hmm. But it was, because the party buses around town?
Yeah. Shabooms?
Yeah, so I painted all of those. And those are my good friends. So they had an old bus that I was going to use. And that was kind of where I came up with the idea. It was this is possible because they have an old bus. We need to repair it. And in return, he'll let us use it. Anyway, so that's how we started the Kickstarter campaign. And about halfway through, my parents and I were sitting at dinner, and they're like, you should get your own bus. And I was like, yeah, I've been thinking the same thing. Ended up being cheaper than fixing their old bus.
But the most interesting thing about that is that this all happened last summer. So Kickstarter really helped you out, and the bus thing is pretty you saw the bus and everything just clicked after that?
Yeah, everything's fallen in place ever since we started, honestly. That's how I know I'm moving in the right track. It's just things work out well. Luck is persistence mixed with opportunity.
Right.
So.
When was this? Do you have a timeline when you thought of the idea? when you started the Kickstarter and when you got
Yeah, that was all not this summer, but the summer before that.
2014 or 2015.
2015, summer of 2015.
Okay.
So we came up with the idea right at the beginning of summer. Bought the bus June. We picked up the bus, I think, like June 5th, and then we built it out in 23 days. Like, we fucking hustled hard.
Wow.
To make that shit happen. So, so we built it out, and then we did 47 days up the East Coast, and came back in August, finished up this past year as my senior year at Florida State, and then did about another month's work of the bus to get it ready to go cross country. Like, we added full plumbing, air conditioning, electrical, like everything that you would need to live on the bus. And then I lived on the bus for over 150 days this past summer, just trying to make it out in California. An opportunity arose, and I took it. So
he's had a lot of help along the way, and he wasn't shy to admit that. Who are major contacts who are helping you doing this process? Like your friends at Shaboom's. Who else helped you?
Yeah, my parent. I have two business partners, so they were friends that I brought on after I started the company, and one guy's a business major, so I let him deal with that shit. On the creative side, I make clothes, and I know how to. I'm the main guy that runs the business, but I have one guy that does all the photography and videography and social media campaigns, and then I have the other guy that runs more the business side, and then I run all of our budgeting and finances, as well as design everything.
What advice would you give someone who is trying to become an entrepreneur in clothing? What advice would you give that person?
Like clothing itself?
Yeah, like going into your industry. What advice would you give someone starting out?
You better be good. It's the most oversaturated market, and it's really tough to break through because there's so much going on. And the bigger brands are weaning out because everyone's liking these small off brands. But it's I'm competing with so many other companies, and you have to stand out and you have to be different. And that's where the bus comes into play. It's we have that factor. And the lifestyle that we live is portrayed by busmen.
So you'd say the bus is your edge in the market, your niche, like your kind of thing that makes you special, helps you be successful, brings the attention to people?
Definitely.
Oh. That was Zander Kingsley, CEO and co-founder of Kawasa Clothing. You can check out Kawasa Clothing at kawasaclothingco.com or find them on Facebook. I asked Zander what his favorite song was. This is what he said. Please don't say Chainsmokers.
No.
Oh, thank God.
Probably right now my favorite song would be Money Machine by Gucci.
Oh man, that is surprising.
I'm not even kidding. It's just it motivates me. You just hear fucking cash flowing through a money machine. I'm I want the fucking money.
That makes sense. I agree with that. That is inspiring. Gucci Mane is an inspiration.